This right here is the scene from the House chambers. Every single Democrat in attendance. There was, I guess, one Republican who got the short straw, who was showing up to pretend that Republicans were there. But Republicans are not showing up on the eve of a government shutdown that's being caused by Donald Trump and MAGA Mike Johnson to intentionally inflict pain on the American people so Trump can further carry out his authoritarian designs. What are the Republicans doing? Well, here is a MeidasTouch exclusive. You've got a Republican Congress member, Rob Whitman, I think joined by others, caught fundraising at very expensive DC restaurants today, raising money, dining with lobbyists. That's what their focus is on, I guess, on the Republican side, as we're hours away from a shutdown. Let's play it.
Representative, why are you fundraising instead of stopping a government shutdown?
Well, we're in session today, so we're working. I'm just here for a short period of time, and then we're back to work. So we're here in Washington. That's the reason we're here, is to make sure we are working on to prevent a shutdown. So I've voted in favor of keeping the government open, voted in favor of a clean CR, which is, I'm very proud of that. So I hope my colleagues on the other side of the aisle in the Senate will find it within their realm to vote to keep the government open. So we're here working.
Truly wonder what it's like to lie with such ease. Like, I wonder if he goes back and he like even feels like an ounce of guilt. You know, like if I lie about walking my dogs, I feel horrible the entire day. I don't know, as it relates to a government shutdown, they're not showing up for work. Like, that's what MAGA Mike ordered. So it's just wild that that's what they would go and say. And meanwhile, you have Donald Trump in the Oval Office really just talking about how he wants to harm the American people, the pain he's going to inflict. If there is a shutdown, we'll do things medically and other ways, including benefits, to hurt the American people. We can cut large numbers of people. We will do irreversible and bad things to them. We will cut vast numbers of people. We will cut things like they've never seen before. I'm giving you direct quotes. Don't believe me? Play the clip.
I told you we have $17 trillion being invested. So the last person that wants to shut down is us. Now, with that being said, we can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like. And you all know Russell Vought. He's become very popular recently because he can trim the budget to a level that you couldn't do any other way. So they're taking a risk by having a shutdown because of the shutdown, we can do things medically and other ways, including benefits. We can cut large numbers of people out. We don't want to do that, but we don't want fraud, waste, and abuse. And, we're cutting that.
Let's bring in Congresswoman DelBene, who chairs the DCCC. There was a part, that clip's been showed before, but there was a part of it at the very beginning where he says, we've brought in $17 trillion, so we don't want a government shutdown. There was a $2 trillion deficit last fiscal year, and last month we ran a $345 billion fiscal deficit for the month. So if there was $17 trillion that existed, though, then why are we talking about inflicting pain on the American people? Like, that's all he talks about. 17 trillion, this is a gold. This truly would be a golden age, but he lies about everything and then wants to inflict pain. What do you make of that?
Well, you said it, inflicting pain. I mean, he is the president of the United States and not talking about standing up for our communities, what is the best for the country. He's talking about inflicting pain if he doesn't get what he wants. He's been inflicting pain on the American people since he went into office in January. Tariffs, the big ugly bill, prices going up on families, groceries, food, housing, childcare, energy costs, and healthcare. And now they're slashing healthcare across the country. Millions of people who lose their coverage. And he wants to do more. Instead of coming to the table and talking about what we're going to do to help our communities, he's threatening to hurt our communities more. It's outrageous, but I think it also says who he is.
Republican Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, specifically ordered Republicans in the House, don't show up today. It's not a work day. Democrats showed up. Republicans didn't show up. So, one of my things about this whole MAGA movement, though, is then why don't you just own it? Like when we showed you that congressman at the outset, if this is what you want and you go, okay, look, we didn't show up because that's our negotiating strategy, or this is how we do it. Okay, then just say that. But then they go, nope, we're here. We're working. No, you are not working. And so that's part of this movement that I doubt I would have much respect if, based on them, what their plans are, if they just said what they were doing, but at least they would own it. They don't own it. It's very cowardly. What do you think?
They are leading us into a shutdown, and you're absolutely right. They can't even show up, do the basics of their job, stand up for their communities, try to find a path forward. That's what we're here trying to do. There's a meeting with the president after they said they'd have one, then they wouldn't have one. Nothing coming from that because Republicans aren't interested in listening to the needs of the American people. And here we are. Republicans can't even show up. They seem happy to be gone, not just today, but they say they're not coming back till next week. So they're going to sit idly by while we go into shutdown, doing nothing to help our communities, to stand up for the American people, or to your point, even show their face and do their job. That's the Republican House right now. It's a big reason why we're going to take back the majority, because folks want people who are going to stand up for families, who are going to come to DC, do the work that they're supposed to do as a representative, as opposed to be scared to show up or just be blindly loyal to the executive.
As the chair of the D trip, you're out there looking at who the next candidates are going to be in the various congressional districts. You have 360-degree pearl vision, if you will, on what's happening across the country and at a very macro but also micro level in different districts. Donald Trump's resorting to the same playbook that he thought won him the election, which is head into it, make a bunch of lies, $17 trillion. I'm going to reduce healthcare costs immediately by 1,600%. He just makes up a bunch of things. And then those are the lies. They're all lies. But then he goes, okay, which marginalized groups do we blame? Let's blame transgender people. Let's blame migrants. Let's do that. And so he's doing that now. Is it work? I mean, are you seeing differences from where we were there to where we are now? Like, whether you're dealing with congressional districts in farm areas or congressional districts, that are seeing their hospitals shut down, do people realize that that this is crap, or are people still dogs and cats? Everybody's eating dogs and cats, so I guess we have to stop that. Do people get it now?
I think people are feeling it in their pocketbook right at home. When Donald Trump says everything's okay, it doesn't resonate with people because it's not okay. When he said he was going to lower costs, people don't believe that because they're seeing their costs going up all across the country. That they're seeing the attacks on healthcare, and they're seeing job losses in their communities. They're hearing about rural hospitals or nursing homes or other organizations talk about shutting down. All because of the policies that Republicans put in place. So, no, across the country, people aren't believing Donald Trump because that's not what they're seeing and feeling on the ground. The majority of people across the country want to make sure the tax credits are continued. In fact, Republican pollsters have even done research to show that people across the country want those tax credits to be renewed because it's critically important to their ability to afford health care. And Republicans don't care because they're not listening. They don't want to do town halls. They don't want to talk to their communities. And I'm not sure what they think their jobs are because they don't even want to do any oversight of the executive branch. They just fall in line. And part of fall in line is not even showing up, I guess, appearing here. But the American people are seeing that. And the reason we've been running ahead in special elections all this year, Democrats have been running ahead by about 15 points, is because people are tired of it. They want folks who are going to stand up for them.
How about the fact that they're not swearing in Congresswoman-elect Adelita Grijalva? She won by over 40 points in Arizona's 7th. She said that she would be the 218th signature on the discharge petition. So, it's interesting, right? The Congress member I shared at the outset who said, we're working today. Okay, well, if it's a work day today, then swear in, then do it. But the fact that they won't even swear in a Congresswoman-elect who won by 40 points, I don't know, to me gives away the whole game right there, that this is not a group of people on the Republican side who like democracy. They don't like government compromise. They want their Kim Jong-un, their Donald Trump, who talks about all the gold in the Oval Office, and they want to be at Club Rose Garden, and that's it. Like, that's what they want. It seems like they gave away the game with that one. What do you say?
Well, and they actually swore in when they had a Republican open seat in a special election. They swore in new members during a pro forma session. So they easily could swear in Adelita Grijalva. Not only are they not doing it because they're scared for us to have another Democrat in Congress, but she would be the 218th signature on the discharge petition, the resolution that we have to release the Epstein files. They're scared of that too. Republicans seem to constantly be running scared of everything. They can't show up, and they're afraid to swear in. But it's a huge disservice to the community that she represents. Her ability to do casework to help out members of her community is important, and she can't do that until she's sworn in. It's very, very important that they do that. She's hurting their community every day while they're waiting, and the only reason they're waiting is because they're scared.
And Congresswoman DelBene, before we go, you see a lot that's going on across the country as the chair of the DCCC. Do you think that there's any issue that is not getting enough attention out there, that is something that, when you go on these shows that you wish you talked about more than getting asked? I'd like to think that my questions are a little better than the rest of the competition, but is there anything else though that's just on your mind? We've got 6 million subscribers, and sometimes I just like to hear from people who are the most knowledgeable about what's really going on out there.
Well, I think one huge part of making a difference is for people to participate in our democracy, to use their voices, share their stories. Why do you think Jimmy Kimmel is showing again, even in my home state of Washington? The ABC affiliate Sinclair finally started showing Kimmel again because of the outrage on the ground. There is power in when the public comes together and uses their voice. So absolutely, we need to make sure that it's not just people watching what's happening in Washington, D.C., but being strong voices in their communities, participating, making sure that we are standing together. We know that with public sentiment, anything's possible. And it's so critically important. We've seen it happen already in the civil rights movement. I was born in Selma, Alabama. We know in the civil rights movement, people stood up to make great change for our country. It's important that everyone knows that they have a role to play in helping us get there. We are absolutely going to take back the majority in the House. That's one step, but we all need to participate to make a difference and put our country on a better track.
Congresswoman DelBene, chair of the D-Trip. I got my start working for Congressman Steve Israel as an intern in 2003 when he chaired the D-Trip. That's just a D-Trip connection.
Fond memories.
I would give tours of the Capitol. That was the road apotheosis of George Washington, I would tell them. Thanks so much, everybody. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers. Thanks, Congressman.
Thank you.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.